My name's Jon Harris. I'm a fine art photographer based in Gerringong on the New South Wales south coast. Today you'll join me from start to finish as I plan, shoot and edit a landscape image shot in the Kiama region. I usually put a fair bit of planning into each of my landscape shoots. A couple of days beforehand, I'll be checking the weather. I'll be having a look at the angle of the sun for the time of year that I'll be out there. If I'm heading out on the coast or on rock platforms, then I'll definitely be checking the tides. And a big one is checking the clouds and what they'll be doing on the day. Cool. All right, tomorrow morning, bright and early. Bright and early start. It's always fun these early mornings, but honestly for me this is the best time of the day. I just love, sunrises and sunsets obviously for photography are the best light and the most interesting skies, but I just love how peaceful it is at sunrise. Can't beat this. Start to see that pre-dawn colour and how good's the reflection in these still rock pools. So while I'm waiting for the sun to come up, you can see it's just hovering below the horizon and there's lots of beautiful colour. For now what I'm doing is I love to get really low down, and that will help with making it a bit more interesting. So just getting a bit of reflection in the water there of the sky. So I'm going to come down here now, right next to this channel. There's a lot of surging water around, which is going to make for some awesome movement in the photos. Tripod's great because it helps keep the camera in the same spot, but when I'm really close to the water and I have to sort of yank the camera out of the way, quite often I'll just ditch the tripod and just shoot handheld, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Cool, well I'm going to head home, grab a bite to eat and a coffee and start having a look through the photos. So obviously I love photography. I also love that when you're shooting, you really have to be in the moment, which is really nice. I think the thing that I get most out of creating these images, and I especially notice this now when I sit in the gallery and I see people come in and wander around and have a look at the work, but when I can actually sit there and see their face as they are taking it all in, that's all I need. All right, so here we are back in the office. Time to start going through all these photos. So after making some initial adjustments in Lightroom to each image that I'm going to use to create the final image, I'll just kick them over to Photoshop and we'll blend them into a single image before jumping back into Lightroom and finishing the image up. As you can see, it's a reasonably time-consuming process. Once I get back home, I definitely enjoy spending more time outdoors than the time at the computer, but the creativity in processing these images is also a bit of fun sometimes. Okay, so I've blended all the bits of the images that I wanted and cropped it back down to create what you can start to see is the final image. I haven't actually shot at this location before, so it was nice to just rock up and see what was happening. And I really like the movement of the water that comes through as it surges into the channel there, and especially the waterfall effect off that little rock ledge into the channel. So yeah, I think I'll head back and take some more photos there at some point for sure. Cool, so we're done, but we're not quite finished just yet. I don't really consider one of my images finished until it's printed in some form or another. I work with a local printer and framer who's got an amazing attention to detail. Once the print is printed on a really high quality fine art paper, I'll head on in and personally sign the mat board. And then my go-to framing configuration is a really nice natural Tasmanian oak frame. 2020 has been one hell of a year. Here on the south coast of New South Wales, we've dealt with bushfires, floods, and of course the coronavirus pandemic. The best way you can support local artists like myself is to just keep being interested in following our work, occasionally purchasing artwork if that's something you're looking for, and this doesn't have to be a massive framed print to go on the wall. It can be something as simple as a small print, a gift card or a calendar. So, where can you find my work? I'm really grateful to be a resident artist at the Fern Street Gallery in Gerringong. So my work is permanently on display at the gallery, and I'd really love if you could stop by and check it out, along with all the other local artists in there. I've also just recently updated my website, which now includes an online shop, so you can browse and purchase my fine art prints directly through the website. And of course there's social media. I'm most active on Instagram. My account is at @JonHarris_photography. Thanks so much for following me on this little journey today. It really means a lot. I hope this behind the scenes video has given you a bit of insight into what it takes to create some of my fine artwork. And don't forget to stop by the gallery or visit me online or on social media.